Coming up on this week's Towncast Pembroke, we've got a little bit of Swan Watch, a new way of looking at events and a what's on guide. And we're going to take a look back at when Knickerbocker Glories were a thing. All that, a whole lot more on this week's Towncast Pembroke. Hello, welcome back to this week's Towncast Pembroke with me, Lee G. Towncast Pembroke is the place to find out about all the stuff going on in your town, get a little bit of info on the gossip, and catch up on your sports news. So, yeah, been a while since I did the last one. Various things have happened. One of them, as you see on it, I've lost my muffler. I've lost my muffler. So if my voice is a little bit harsh, whereas normally it would be a little bit like this. So if it's a little bit harsh, so I reckon a dog's eating it, but I can't find it anyway. So yeah, various things. Mother's Day. I normally record on a Sunday, and there's been Mother's Day, and then lots of other things. So I thought I'd bite the bullet and record of an evening, and see how we go. Loads of stuff to catch up with since we last met. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by sharing the new version, very sexy. You can tell I've discovered Canva when you'll see this, of events. So bear with. Okay, so my thought process on this is very, very simple. But rather, because I used to do, and I used to like go through and find out what's on every week. I thought I'd just start filling the diary, and then I can add things on to the end. And each week I'll go through the same presentation, and then as things happen, I can just remove them. So that's my plan. Okay, and I can share. I kept saying, if you remember before, that I'd share it on socials. So this is a lot easier to share on socials. So first things first. So this is this week, April 2nd, in the town hall, 11 till 12. And I keep posting these up because it's I personally I think this is important. Going and speaking to your neighborhood police team. Loads of people say stuff on socials that you go, well, if it's that bad, go and talk to a police officer. Here's a way of doing it. And if you look down the bottom here, look, if you can't make it this week between 11 and 12, which I know I can't, you can email them on 101 at davidpowerspolice.co.uk. David 101 at david-powis.police.uk. That must be the website. Phone them on 101 as well. So yeah, loads of opportunities to get in touch with your police. Plus, actually, our neighbourhood policing team is really good. I've got some updates at the end on news as well for some of the stuff they've been doing. So, the bits and bobs, because we've got a load of stuff coming for Easter. My apologies if I haven't included your stuff in here, but please do tag me. And if you tag me, it's a lot easier for me. I'll just copy paste it, stick it in, and things like that. So, these are both out at Dews Lake Rowan Tree Cafe, so out along the Ridgeway past Lamphey. Yep. So they've got a live music weekend on Easter weekend. So Friday the 3rd, they've got the Llewellyn Duo, and then Saturday the 4th, they've got the Swinging Nettles. Sound like quite good. One of the things they're going to do in the future, we're going to take a look at some local menus, but their cafe is back open for the season as well. It's quite nice this time of year when cafes are starting to open again. All the seasonal stuff is starting, and it feels like the town's starting to come to life again. It's a really nice kind of feeling. This is Wills of Pembroke, so they're going to be open through the Easter holidays. They're going to be open in the evening from 7 onwards. Always a great place to go. Paddle West, so the boats are back on the rowing boats. So they're back on the Mill Pond. I saw them today. Not on the Mill Pond, sorry, in Castle Pond. So there's loads of stuff that's going on. Archery, axe throwing, stand-up paddleboarding, all of those kind of things. We'll do some stuff on Paddle West later as well, just in terms of the building and what have you. but no excuses for sitting at home doing nothing. You could do a whole week with Paddle West and still have bits left to do. Bit of live music. So this is all. These are both from the castle. So Castle's always done live music. Castle's done live music since I was a teenager and I was drinking in there. So there's a couple of dates coming up. So this weekend, April 4th, we've got the Hideaway Trio. 11th of April, Joe 90, 18th of April, Commotion. So you can see quite a bit there. All of this stuff is taken off their social media, off their Facebook pages. So just go on and have a look. But loads of stuff happening at the castle, including a fun run. Now, so they did one of these at Christmas, which is great, fantastic. Yeah, I think this is exactly the sort of thing that we should be doing as a town. There is no reason why we cannot be having a whole town fun run, close the street. Let's do that full town. But this is a great start, absolutely great start. So we'll start at 11 at the castle. Go onto their Facebook page and have a look, and they'll get all the details of where to meet, what the route is, and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, big weekend at the Castle Inn. Not to be outdone, so this is the crossroad. You can tell that some of our local businesses have found um, that to me looks like a Chat GPT one. Gemini is a better one. They found AI advertising basically. So loads of stuff going on at the cross stores, Good Friday, karaoke Saturday night, Easter Sunday, live music. Yeah, loads of stuff to get involved there. So go and have a bit of a time of it there as well. Now, if you've got kids, and I know loads of you that listen do because you keep telling me, so loads of stuff going on at Carew Castle. Okay, so I've just taken a couple of bits. This is not all that they've got. There is loads of stuff going on there. So if Easter egg hunts are your thing, there's an Easter egg hunt every day up until the 19th of April, 10 till 4. Various bits and bobs for you to find all around the place, and lots of fun. And what I find with these is usually they'll hide a photo of an egg in a certain place, and you go, but your kids ask you loads of questions, and it'll be this egg belongs to, I don't know, this person, and then you do a bit of history about that person. It's a really, really great where your kids don't realize that they're taking in some of the history, and you're the same. You'll learn stuff, and it's fantastic. Great way of doing it. Um, you've also got now this one. I can guarantee. Now I've got two sons. One of them, absolutely, I would trust with a sword, and I'd go right. Do this and do this. Do not wave the sword around and try to chop people's heads off. One of them, absolutely confident. The other one, probably not. So this is great for little kids. You get to put the armor on and all of those kind of things. Yeah, and reality is if you've ever held an old style sword, you'll know how heavy they are. But yeah, go and have a let's say there's loads of stuff at Carew Castle. Go and have a look on their Facebook page, on their website. It's part of National Trust. No, not National Trust. No, National Park. National Trust. Go on to the Carew Castle Facebook page, and you'll be able to see all of the stuff from there as well. So this one as well. Yeah, I just saw this one. Okay, so the bit that does annoy me about Carew Castle, and I totally understand why they do it, they call it Carew Castle Tenby. The only reason Carew is classed as Tenby is because when they built the phone exchange, the telephone exchange, there wasn't enough room to store it on the Pembroke Dock exchange, so they had to store all of the Carew things on the Tenby exchange because there was more capacity in Tenby. That's why Carew's classed as Tenby. Reality is Carew's a lot closer to Pembroke. But that's just my little bee in my bonnet. Just my little bee in my bonnet on that. So yeah, so this is dinosaurs, eggs, all of that kind of stuff. So this thing, wild science, seems like that's the people that are coming in this year and doing it, and all of these kind of things. great place to go and do things. I said there's loads of stuff going on at Carew Castle, Pembroke. Go and have a look at that. On the other side of the page, on this side of the page here, okay, this is all National Trust stuff. So this is a bit more kind of grown-uppy kind of things, but there's loads of bits and bobs. The bit down the bottom of that they did this last year. My son went on it, my eldest son, not the one that I would trust with a sword, not the other one. So the archaeology tour, the amount of stuff in and around Castlemartin is astounding, and because of the tank range, it's weird. They blow stuff up, which exposes weird, but then there's nothing else there, and bits of it just get left. So it's really good for wildlife. There's like really, really wildlife around it, but there's also lots and lots of archaeology around there as well. Stack Rocks, the walk to Stack Rocks is longer than when I was a kid and I had shorter legs. I'm sure I did it a lot quicker than I do it now that I'm older and got longer legs. But loads of stuff again all through summer on the National Trust page there. Okay, National Trust or National Park. Oh God, that's going to annoy me now. One of them. If it's not on one, it's on the other. If it's not the National Trust, it's on the National Park. If it's not the National Park, it's the National Trust. It'll be on one of them, and I can't remember which one it was. National Trust. I'm going to say National Trust. Okay, bringing it back. This is again through Easter, so it's probably a bit late for this one here because I won't get this pod out in time for that one, which is making Easter bunny plush decoration. But this one here, painting Easter pebbles. These are at the Westgate Gallery, so the little courtyard bit opposite the castle. Lovely to go in there and just kind of it's nice just to sit down with your kids and do stuff like this, or even just watch your kids do stuff like this. So you need to book, but so it's 10 quid a ticket, 15 quid a ticket if you want to do the plushies, but yeah, you can go on to, so you can just kind of see at the top the Westgate Gallery outlook, and then you go onto their website as well. But always a good place to go. Loads of stuff going on there, well worth a visit. So there's a couple of other bits and bobs that I've picked out as well. This one is on Thursday the 2nd. So that this should be out Wednesday morning, so it should give you enough time. I mean, who doesn't love a coffee and cake morning? You know, this is up at the rugby club from 10 a.m. on Thursday. Coffee and cake. What more do you? You don't need the other stuff. You don't need the other. You don't need the Easter raffle. No, just coffee, cake. Thank you very much. I'm just going to sit there and look out. Lovely jubbly. Couple of bits further along then. So this is at the town hall. This is run by the town council. Quiz and bingo night on the 17th of April. This is raising funds for a defibrillator on South Road. Now, I thought we had one in the library, but obviously not. So, to be honest, the more of them we have, the better. We're better having 50 of them around and never needing one than needing one and not having any. So, yeah, let's all get behind that one. Other bits and bobs. So this is something that we discussed when the guys were on the podcast. So this is Paddle West, and part of the refurbishment of the paddle house, the boat hut. And I have to say, I did a little bit on the video, the Swan Watch video. You would have seen that it was some really, really good job. They've done a cracking job. It looks fantastic. They've taken all the ivy and stuff that was coming out of the walls. They've unblocked the drains. It's a really good, usable site now, and I'm sure it's going to go upwards from there. So it says Pembroke Regatta. I'm going to call this the first Pembroke Regatta because for me, this is something we should be doing every year. When I talk, you've heard me bang on about events and having events in the town and making the town an event place. These are the sorts of things that I'm talking about. Um, Later in the year, we will have the national is it canoe polo competition. We need to do stuff with that. But Pembroke is a town that could be and should be the centre of these sorts of activities. So let's get behind it. Let's get it in now. Get yourself a team together. Husband and wife is what I'm thinking. If anyone fancies a husband and wife competition, I'm sure my wife will tell me no. But yeah, lots of opportunities, and it's going to be a great day. Going to be a really, really great day. Loads of people complain about, oh, we don't have a carnival anymore. There's no community activities. Here's a community activity. Let's get behind it. So put that in your diary now. That's Saturday, 25th of July. That'll be the first weekend after the kids break up for school or for summer holidays, I'm guessing. So yeah, keep an eye on that one. So I just wanted to chuck this in there as well. So it isn't new events or anything like that. It's not really news, to be honest. But no, I walk that area every day, okay, with my dogs. That roundabout is getting absolutely hammered, and the roads down to the Holy Land Road is tearing up daily. Okay. Um, but the roundabout, I think I said when I did one of the videos there last year, maybe for the I know what it was. Yeah. So anyway, the if you look, the roundabout is carving up massively, needs redoing. So it is going to be closed. There's no easy way of doing this. There is no easy way of doing this because the whole area needs doing. It is breaking up from top to bottom and out a little bit more. So Sunday, 19th of April, put it in your diary. You're gonna need to find different ways of going around the town on that day. If you really want to make a difference on that day, walk to the town. That's my advice to you on that day. Take a walk into the town, walk through the town centre. It'll be nice and quiet. You can look at the shops, you can carry stuff, and there won't be any cars around to run you over. So ideal opportunity to let's not see this as a problem. Let's see this as an opportunity. Let's do something on the 19th of April in the town centre to get people walking into the town centre or cycling into the town centre. Let's see if we can do that. Other bits and bobs then. So yeah, this is the news, and it's what I was saying about our police. So if you remember last summer, um, where the town was kind of not being held ransom, not being terrorized, but there were way too many of these e-bikes around. Now, let's be clear, there's a difference between an e-bike and an electric cycle. Okay, an electric cycle with primary pedal powered with a little booster box, and it's got a speed limiter on it. So you press the booster to get up a hill, basically. That's not what we're talking about. These are e-bikes. These are essentially motorbikes run on an electric engine. Um, and I swear to God, the one that I saw going across Mill Pond was doing 45, 50 across there. Um, yeah, and if any of your kids are walking across there is no hope. Bang, gone. So that's I saw a comment somewhere the other day saying these aren't dangerous, they're not polluting and this, that, and the other. These are dangerous because they're not regulated. They don't pass an MOT. They're illegal. Like I say, if you've got an e-bike and you want to use it on the road, it needs to be registered. It needs an MOT and it needs to be insured. So if one of these comes across you on Mill Pond and happens to bump into you, they're not insured. You've got no way of claiming anything out of those people at all. So uh, lots of comments last year about what are the police doing about these, and I think this is about the fourth or fifth one now where someone has um, uh, this one. I'm sorry, this is all on Facebook, so we can use the name. So this guy Joshua Miller apparently tried to have a go at the police while he was on his bike, which you really aren't going to get anywhere on that one. So yeah, this is something is happening, but it takes us as a town to go, okay, we need something to happen there. So yeah, a big thank you to the police on that as well. It won't be the end. You'll start seeing it now. Clocks have changed. It's a bit more lighter in the evening. We will start seeing them again. Please keep reporting them. So yeah, remember what I said earlier about couple with a copper, where if these are in your name and you've got information, you can contact them or you can go on report them online. Um, we can't go back to the way it was last year on that. So a couple of other bits and bobs really important to discuss. So Senate election is coming up and lots of people will be voting for the first time. So first things first, make sure that you are registered to vote and then make sure you know how to vote. It is a little bit different. So this is on the county council's web page, sort of Facebook page, and you've got a little link there on the electoral commission that just takes you through how to vote. So it'd be my daughter's first opportunity to vote. So we've got all of the stuff together and I'll get all of the party stuff around them, and we'll go, right, okay, this is what it is, this is what they stand for, and off you go, sort of thing. But the actual practicality of voting is what this one is about. Okay, so that's there and available if anyone's got any worries or questions. And this one as well. So as I was looking at the report on that guy getting caught and whatever, so this popped up, and I thought actually it might be a good idea. So you can see over the side here, clubs to join. If you've got a club or something like that, and you're going, oh, we need a few more people. So it might be Cubs, Scouts, Brownies, Guides, rugby, football, cricket. If anyone ever wants to set up um, an ultimate frisbee team or a softball team, yeah, give us a shout on that one. Those are cracking sports. But if you've got a club, let me know. I'll happily stick it in this section for you. So this is the Police Cadet Club in between 13 and 16, meets at Harry Tudor School, Wednesday evenings, 6:30 till 8:30. Why should you join this? Do you know what? It is about learning how to be a good citizen. And there's a lot of stuff around at the minute about how young people are kind of excluded from society, how young men are almost almost pushed to one side in particular. They don't do themselves any favors, let's be honest about it. But there's no way for them to become part of society. This is a great opportunity to be involved in something that can improve your life and improve the life of others. So yeah, just thought I'd share that just in case anyone was wondering what they might be able to do. So that comes to the end of our events. Let's go and do a little bit of let's have a quick update on Swan Watch first of all. Okay, so I'm going to rattle through the rest of it really, really quickly, just because yeah, that was a bit of a longer events one than I normally do. So yeah, Swan Watch. Swan Watch went out this week. Quickly, I did a little bit of stuff as well about some of the repairs that have taken place around the mill pond, and it happened to be that I did it the day after the oil leak, which we'll talk about in the chatty bit. So, yeah, the good news is that there is a. So we named them A, B, C, D. Couple E, it looks like couple E are trying to make a nest. Now, when I say we, I mean us as human beings, we've wrecked a lot of the nesting sites that they've got there. They're all struggling with nesting material because we cut down all the reeds. and there isn't a massive reed bed there like there used to be. So they're really struggling to make nests, but that isn't stopping them. So fingers crossed, we've got couple E, and I'm going to call them Irian and Elsie. So they're couple E, but they are on the path side. All the others are on. All the others are fairly safe. There's no. It always worries me when they are that side. But it's the podcast is out. A couple of other bits and bobs. Go and have a look at it. Be great to get a couple of other people involved in it and a few of us giving updates on Swan Watch. That would be fantastic. Okay, chatty bit then. So before I do the chatty bit, as always, if you're liking what you're seeing, please do subscribe and share the pod. Let other people know that it's around. Um, if you want to get involved in the pod, if there's something that you think, oh, we should be talking about this, this is important locally, please do let me know. You can message us on Facebook on Towncast Pembroke, or you can email me on I love towncast at gmail.com. So yeah, either of those. But please do, yeah, subscribe to the channel. So as soon as we put a post out, you'll get a little notification to say that we have done one. And yeah, it also sends a message to YouTube that this is the sort of thing that people around here might be interested in. So your support in that is fantastic, and I appreciate it massively. Okay, let's do the chatty bit. Obviously, this week the chatty bit is going to be the oil leak on the Commons. So, for those of you that don't know, last Friday, which would have been, oh gosh, what would it have been? 28th, 27th, 28th? Friday be just gone. There was an incident down in the Commons stream. It's a stream again now, it's not a river. So through the winter, that's definitely a river. It's now a stream. Where there was an oil leak, and it looked, so people that know about these things said that okay, that looks like heating oil. So where does that come from? Now, if you look at where it was kind of in between. It was up from the foundry, in between a foundry and kind of where the bridge is, where the road goes over the stream. So there's loads of things. The problem with it is that you've got lots of stuff filters into that stream at various different points. You've got stuff that comes from Main Street, that some of the gutters in Main Street do just come down and end up in that stream. You've got stuff on St Daniel's Hill. You've got stuff coming from Orange Gardens, and it all comes down and just kind of filters into that stream. So either some for, and I can't imagine this happening because of the price of the stuff. So, either somebody has deliberately poured some into a gutter somewhere. Well, dude, sell it because it's expensive stuff right now. Or somebody's tried to steal it and it's gone wrong and it's ended up in a gutter. So and I don't have an oil fund or anything like that, but I know that it's a real difficult thing. Sometimes they're in really awkward positions to get to. Sometimes they're hidden in your garden. So yeah, it's well worth going and checking. I know lots of them now have monitors on. It may be in an old house that hasn't been used for a while and somebody's tried to drill through it. I don't know. But police are looking for, where did this come from? The problem for me is, so first of all, the good thing here is Natural Resources Wales acted really, really quickly. The council acted really, really quickly. A cleanup operation was put in. It was stopped from spreading. Could have gone quite a distance apparently. So what was there was mopped up. You'll see on Swan Watch that there was a little bit of a film of it left the day after. Walked it since, not a hint of it around. The smell has gone, the oil has gone. There is nothing there now. So their actions, and lots of people will be quite happy to slag off the council and National Resources Wales. They acted really quickly and stopped it becoming a lot worse than what it could be. So the bit that worries me is that some of that would have sunk in. It pretty much does sit on the top, but some of the bits, particles would have sunk down. Bits of it would have stuck to reeds, plants, and would have been absorbed by that. Some of it would have been taken on board by ducks. Loads of ducks use their herons, go in there. I can't imagine there being fish in there, but herons know better than me, so they will quite often be seen in there. So yeah, I let's say thankfully it didn't affect many, but there will be a small effect, and that's always going to be the case in these sorts of things. So yeah, just wanted to kind of like have that chat. I've seen lots of room. You know what it's. If any of you were on Facebook or Twitter or Reddit or anything like that, you'll know how people take something like this and try and make something of it that just isn't there. Um, this isn't political. This isn't. Uh, it's not a thing. It's nothing else other than an incident happened. It's been cleaned up. Um, and yeah, trying to find the concern is that somebody's having their oil stolen, which none of us really wants to have happened, or somebody's purposely throwing oil down the drain, thinking that it's going into the sewers and magically disappearing or whatever. Um, Neither of those are a good thing. That's where we need to get to. So it's not about blame; it's about finding out what's happened. But some of the comments are just bizarre uh, on that. So yeah, um, thankfully not something that we get a lot of, but it does show that when we need it, our rivers are protected on that. Okay, let's move on and do. I remember when, because I've been wanting to do this for a while. And I couldn't really work it in to anything, but it's one of those bits. So when I was small, our treat if my nan and granddad used to come over for Sunday lunch, and then every now and again we'd go out for lunch. And that was a big treat, big treat. We used to go to the carvery, and you'd have a carvery in Pembroke, and you'd have your bits and bobs, and then for pudding you'd have a Knickerbocker Glory. Now, I I am not imagining this being. They came with a big long spoon, a big tall thing, but a foot tall, and it was like cream and ice cream, and then chocolate sauce and more ice cream, and then some cake, and then strawberry sauce, and then some whipped cream, and then some more ice cream, and then you'll have a big thing of whipped cream on the top with sprinkles on with chocolate thing to and it just used to be, yeah, I didn't care what I actually had for um for food, for my dinner, for my lunch, because it was all about the Knickerbocker Glory. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine. It's very much a thing of the 80s. If I ever see a Knickerbocker Glory on a menu when I'm out, then yeah, I'm absolutely having it. But does anybody else remember Knickerbocker Glories from the Carvery in the 80s? And then you'd be so full, you'd go, like your mum and dad would go back to the car or whatever, and you'd go over the road and play in the park and all of those kind of bits. But it just used to be like the thing. I remember talking to my friends in school, and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I went out on Sunday and I had a Knickerbocker Glory, and it was like the best thing in the world." Um, long before McDonald's and Burger King and KFC and all of that. This is genuinely nice food. Um, Kids today don't know they're born. They think a McFlurry is a good thing. This thing was 3 times the size of one of those and so much nicer. So yeah, just let me know if you remember Knickerbocker Glories from the Carvery in the 80s, because I am not imagining it. I am sure I am not imagining it. It was not a thing that I dreamt of. It's a good dream to have, don't get me wrong. But yeah, if you enjoyed a Knickerbocker Glory, or what else, I don't actually know what else was on the dessert menu back then, because that was the only thing I ever had as dessert back then was a Knickerbocker Glory. So yeah, let us know. Let us know. You can message us. I'll put a post out at some point this week. One of my social media posts and go, do you remember Knickerbocker Glory? So let's have your remembering this on that. Okay, I told you I was going to try and rattle through it, didn't I? Let me share the sports news. Let's do a little bit of sports news. So actually, before I do the sports news, yeah, so a bit of an idea on what's happening and what have you. And as I said, I've been really busy the last couple of weeks, likely to be busy in the weeks to come. So yeah, if you want to come and be a part of it, please come and be a part. I've got loads of stuff I want to do. I haven't got the time to do it. I've got, as you know, I started this because I did rugby pods. So, um, you know, the rugby pods are going crazy. We literally run a worldwide rugby podcast centre from Pembroke. So that's taken up a lot of my time. But I want to do the same for Towncast. So if you want to get involved, please do give me a buzz. Drop me a line, I love Towncast at gmail.com, message me on Facebook, whatever. But it would be great to have three, four, five, six of us all just pulling together to make Pembroke a better place. Right, let's go and do some sports. Okay, so I'm not going to rattle down all the old ones. We're coming to the end of the season. I'm going to have a quick look at where we are in the league and what we've got coming at the end of the season. So Pembroke played their last game at home. We were on the rugby page. Pembroke played their last game at home last weekend. Handsome win, 60 points to 7 over Llanybother. Let's see if I can pick any other games out. There you go. It was 11th of March, a loss at home to Crummock Bulls. And then, that one's a kicker, isn't it? 7th of March, 24-21 at home against Langham. I think I covered that one before, 32 losses. So let's see where that leaves Pembroke in the table. Kind of floating around the middle. They're not going to challenge for the top, not going to end up at the bottom. Yeah, 50% win rate is mid-table. So yeah, there we go. That is where that is. Okay, fixtures left. So I say all of Pembroke's home fixtures are now finished. So this weekend they travel to Ponteberem. Ponteberem, top of the table. They cannot be far off being confirmed for promotion. So that may happen this weekend with Ponteberem on that. Then they travel to Newcastle Emlyn Dragons, and I think that's the last game of the season. Yeah, that'll be it for them on that. Okay, so yeah, just I mean, it had a lot of promise this season, but we've ended up mid-table again. Fingers crossed for a better one next year. That's all you can really say on that one. So I'm not going to go into the youth at the minute, but if anybody wants to come on and talk about that, you are very, very welcome to. We're going to have a quick look at the football again. I'm really just going to look at where everybody is in the table more than anything. I'll have a quick look at results. This is 28th of March. Yeah, so this was last weekend. Moncton Swifts beat Goodwick 2-1. Always good to beat Goodwick. No one likes Goodwick. Let's be fair. Where does that leave? Swifts in the table, just above Goodwick in second place. It's still 10 points adrift. Yeah. I mean, there are enough games left. But it relies on Hakin slipping up and Swifts winning them all handsomely. Is that going to happen? Who knows? Fixtures coming up. Kyrus and Ishmael's on the first this weekend. Then Hakin and Goodwick. Goodwick could do us a favour there. Swifts against Clarbeston Road, and we'll see what comes after that. Okay, Division 2. Again, I'm going to have to I can't remember who's who in this one. So let's have a look at the table. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, Swift reserves, kind of mid-table, probably safe from getting relegated. Kiru reserves. Oh, I mean that's a hard table to look at. That is, if you're in Kiru reserves, games coming up. Yeah, Kiru reserves got a game on the 2nd, and then a game on the 4th. Swift reserves at home against Milford United on Saturday. On that one, Division 3. Quick look at the table. Not really got anybody in that one there. Division 4. This is where it gets a little bit tastier. Angle top, looking comfortable on top. Going to be a close run-in with St. Florence, but they've got a game in hand. Hundleton mid-table. Who have we got coming up? Bum, bum. Hundleton against Prendergast Villa, and Angle against Fishguard Sports. So, yeah, top of the table there. If Angle can do that one, I don't think Fishguard Sports are in a position to do anything. St. Florence are the team to keep an eye on. St. Florence playing Solver. So, yeah, worth keeping an eye on that one. And in Division 5, I don't think we've got, I think we've only got one in there, haven't we? Yeah, Loreni reserves. Kind of near the bottom, but not too bad. Not too bad on that. Fixtures coming up in Division 5. Boom, boom, boom. On the 4th. There you go. Loreni reserves, Milford United thirds. Okay, and that is it for the sport. Right. Thank you very much for your time, your patience, and your interactivity. Like I say, if you're liking what you're seeing, please do share, subscribe, and if you want to come and be a part of us, please do. I would love to have you on board. I'm going to do my level best to be back online again next week. And until then, let's make Pembroke proud. All the best.